I should give it up like that just ain't good enough.
Hello everybody, Dr. Rick Wallace here, dropping in with a little special announcement for those who have followed me for any stretch of time. You know, outside of the businesses that I run, like Myriad Business Solutions, the Visionetics Institute, Odyssey Media Group, I also do a great deal of work inside of the inner city communities in Houston, Dallas, and other areas. I'm asking now, as we push a fundraiser, that you support what the Odyssey Project is doing in the inner cities, especially with programs like Black Men Lead, which is a rite of passage initiative, and Restoring Ghetto's Forgotten Daughters, which is a program focused on helping young girls, but boys as well, suffering from childhood sexual abuse, rape, molestation, domestic abuse, absentee fatherhood, and so many other things. The information will be in the box. Thank you.
I'm free to be whoever I want to be. I've been through hell all by myself.
Hello everybody, it's Dr. Rick dropping in on you. As you can see by the intro, we are still pushing our fundraiser. We are in need of your support. We cannot stress that enough. It amazes me, actually, the energy that we can put into some things that have no return, no intrinsic value. And we can put a bunch of emotional energy into it, a bunch of angry energy into it. But the things that we can actually control, we find a way to dance around and move around and not get engaged and involved. It's almost as if we prefer complaining. It's almost as if we have become addicted to suffering and addicted to the oppression and all the other things we seem to complain about. You have in this organization and in a number of others that I'm aware of, that I've connected with, that we look at, unbelievable resources that are opened up to the community and offer the potential for completely altering the trajectory of the Black community as it is currently, and you can't get behind it. And that's kind of what I want to talk about with this whole Rihanna thing, because a lot of people got upset because I came on and said there's a lot of other places that you can place your anger outside at a poor performance. And so I want to come back and I want to address some things that was out there, and I want to address it in the light of what I see every day and why I said what I said. Number one is, I'm not down for anyone disrespecting our history or our heritage. Not even people who are a part or descendants of our history or of our heritage. But we like to hide behind things after the fact. When I came on and said what I said about Rihanna and how everybody is just, you know, going off about something, to me, that was you either liked it or you didn't like it type thing. It became this highly politicized conversation. All of a sudden it was about things she did 10 years ago with Ciara, things she did last year with posting that picture, which I thought was definitely in poor taste. And why does she get away with a bunch of things? And the truth of the matter is, nobody Black gets away with shit. It's just about when and where you're going to get caught up and when you're going to get your card pulled. If you're out there and you're in the public eye, eventually you're going to say something to piss the wrong person off and they coming for you. I done got my dragging by the LGBT community twice. It's just simply you're not going to be in the vein. Now, I am a foundational Black. I am a descendant of slaves. And my great-grandfather who reared me was literally the son of a sharecropper. He worked as a 7-year-old on that farm, sharecropping for nothing. And so I know the history and I defend it, but I also understand the power in numbers and the truth and the reality of what's going on around the world. And there's no race of people, regardless to where they reside, more targeted than blacks. It's not just black Americans they fear and they're aimed at. And me having traveled, I have an understanding of that. But I am a believer of taking care of home first. So I can't go out and do things for anybody else until we're straight here. And we're nowhere close to being straight here. But it's not impossible, but we've got to change. Again, I look at the sensationalized post, the post, and I don't sensationalize a post. So if it's a sensationalized post on mine, it's because of who the post is about. So if it's a worthy name, somebody that people recognize, that post gets a lot of things, and I get it. The algorithms are going to point people to it, but the algorithms isn't just because the name is popular. The algorithms are created to direct you away from things that actually matter. Normally, if it's sensationalized and it's hyped up, it's very little substance in it. What I try to do to these hyped up things is I try to find teaching moments to give value to it, so that when people who follow me come and they see the name and they think they're going to get on the average gossip click, get on the average, so they're going to find teaching moments. That's what I do. Look at my videos. That's who I am. I'm about bringing substance. I'm about bringing solutions. I'm about answering the challenging and enigmatic questions that plague our community on a regular basis. But what you can look at it, you can look down the streams. I've got almost 2,500 videos, maybe more by now. Last time I checked, and I don't keep a run and go of them, but I check every now and then. Last I checked, almost 2,500 videos on this channel, just this channel. And I guarantee if you look at them, the ones that get the most views, the one that's got the most views out of all total. Now, this is the second time around. The first channel got yanked and it had 1 million something views. It's almost over 100,000. It's got the most views on my channel again. And it's one of the oldest videos on here. And it's got the most views, and that's the girl on the Dr. Phil show that's black, that swears she's white. And that's the kind of stuff that gets views. Now, granted, that's getting views from more than just black people. I get that. I understand. That's one of those things that everybody's looking at and has an opinion about. But look at the stuff about any celebrity is going to have more. The stuff about building, the stuff about wealth, the stuff about healing, the stuff about family, the stuff about marriage, the stuff about educating our kids, barely looked at. Stuff about supporting the work we do that literally could change the life of the future of children in the black community, barely get a hit. Say support that work, barely get a hit. Say something one way or another about Rihanna, here it comes. Say something one way or another about Beyonce, here it comes. Say something one way or another about anybody with a worthy, I don't want to say worthy name because that's not, with a popular and recognizable name, something that triggers algorithms and people look, and there it is. And that was a hot topic, hot discussion. And the crazy thing is, we are still at the bottom of the socioeconomic ladder. We are still in last place in overall median household wealth. We are still being targeted, especially our young boys, in the academic process, and which creates a school to prison pipeline. We are still underemployed and underpaid. But we are all out force to take on our side of the argument. And don't get me wrong, I have no problem. Everybody's entitled to an opinion. I'm not one of those people who has this idea that everything has to be black struggle, black struggle, black struggle. That's not how I get. That's not how I get down. I mean, have a life, enjoy yourself. This is it. You're gonna live, and then when this thing is over, you're gonna transition into something different. What that is, I can't tell you, but you'll transition. Now, what we are going to have to learn is how to be focused on the things that make a difference. You know, I have a problem with my kids, get them to focus on, look, all that TikTok stuff, If you're going to be on TikTok and Instagram, find a way to monetize that shit. My thing is, yes, I'm Pops, I got you. But at what point are you going to take what I'm doing for you and do something with it so that you have you? And then eventually you have your kids without ever having to ask a white man for shit. And that's the lesson. That's the thing I'm teaching. That's the thing I'm whispering in my grandson's ear. He don't have a clue what I'm talking about, but you are a built and you are an exceptional little guy that's going to do unbelievable things. You're going to be rich. You're going to be wealthy. We don't have poverty conversations, but we also have to have mechanisms in place. He sees his papa wake up every day and run a business, and he's been around me since day one. And I can literally look. I remember he crashes in my sessions. The reason I had to go back out and get out of the house office, because working at home, once he came home, the home office thing was out the door, because when he wakes up, he crashing. He don't care what you on. He don't care if you're on an interview, you on a live, you with a client, virtual session, he crashing. So I had to get me an office outside of the house when he was in the house all the time. But here is something. I came home one day and he's in my home office. He's in my seat in my office. He's pecking on my keyboard. And I'm saying, hey, dude, you need to get up out of my office. What you doing in my office? He said, I'm working, Papa. I'm working. He's seen his papa doing it. He's seen it, and he's going to eventually ask more questions as he gets old enough to understand, and I can explain it to him, and then he can take that and put together his mind, and we can talk about what he's good at, what he's going to do. We're going to give him something to think about other than begging somebody for a job. Nothing wrong with having a job, but it works so much better when you have a mindset to create your own. And then if you got a job and you've created your own, the things that you have going on your own leverages your income so that you're never at the mercy of the person who employs you. You never have to give up a piece of yourself to keep your job and feed your family. So even if I've got a job, I got to have something outside the job. I'm never going to have one stream of income. You got to teach that. I've been teaching that. I've been pushing that. You can't get on that, but say something about one of these stars and it lights up and everybody's got an opinion. And don't get me wrong, your opinion is valuable to me because I'm not right about everything. Your opinion is valuable, and your opinion to you, if it impacts you and gives you a certain way of feeling a certain way, is valid. That's not why I'm on here, is that I don't think what you're saying is valid. Everybody has a right to feel how they feel based off of their own experiences, but understand that your experiences aren't universal, that everybody doesn't have the same experiences in the same situation. And you've got to give, if you want people to respect your situation, you're going to have to respect where they're at and what they went through. But what you should be seeing is, how do they treat you? So that's what I'm looking at. How do you behave? How do you carry yourself? How do you do this? And it's amazing, and I'm going to say this because it's amazing how our experiences shape our perception and how we filter things. There's this idea, because it's pushed, and it's pushed because it creates division and dissension, that people like Rihanna, who aren't from here, from the Caribbean, got their success because they're from the Caribbean, which totally eradicates the success of Prince, the success of Michael Jackson, Luther Vandross, all these people who've done this. Beyonce, probably the most celebrated performer of today, is from Houston, Texas. Yes, they have a different viewpoint. They're coming from a different place. They don't know our struggle. They don't know our history. And they do tend to be disrespectful and disregarding because they come from places where they feel like their suffering was way worse than ours because they see everything around us. They see all the things that they don't even have in their country. They see things that people who are considered poor here have that people who are considered middle class in their country, if they even have a middle class. Some of these places don't have them. You're either rich or you're poor. But the middle class don't have things that poor people have here. And so they see it different. So when they hear us complaining, they don't understand the depth of our complaint. that we're not complaining because we feel we have the worst situation. We're complaining because we have the worst access and the worst situation in something that we had such a major hand in creating. And that is the unique experience. But I would rather see us focus on the things we can change. Rihanna is Rihanna. She's not my friend. She's not my enemy. Now, she can make herself my enemy. I doubt if we'll ever be friends. And I'm good with that. I'm not, I done been through so much in my life. I'm at a stage now where I'm about getting work done. I'm not about, you know, what somebody thinks about me. I'm not about how many likes I get, how many shares I get, how many subscribers I have. I'm about being effective and getting things done. The sad thing is the things that matter get very little support. I can sit up and post videos all day long telling you what we're doing. You can see the work. Some of you done sent people to me. I'm working with kids you sent to me. I'm battling school districts you told me about. I'm fighting and advocating for kids who got arrested for shit they didn't do and still can't get the support. This is something we do every day. This isn't like, go back and look. This is the second go round on this particular channel, revised, renamed. But this is the second go round. I've been doing this before YouTube existed, before Facebook existed, before Twitter existed. I was doing this. I've got almost 80,000 hours of research, academic and scientific research into our struggle. I've written 25 volumes, full-length books. I've written over 1,000 academic articles. I haven't just talked about it and written about it though. I'm in the trenches. I have to take mental health break. I almost popped this last year between my divorce and everything that falls on my desk every day. I almost popped because nobody ever thinks that that's a real live human with real life situations, with real life issues, and they're out there giving their all for something that's outside of their spectrum that they could easily sit up and say, that's not my problem, and have a lot easier life with a lot more money. We don't protect the fighters and the warriors. We don't get around them and insulate them. I've seen too many of our brothers from Dr. Khalid Muhammad, Dr. Amos Wilson, Dr. Yosef Ben Yakinen, Dr. Francis Crespo, just go by the wayside because we'll suck everything out of them and get out. We'll go to their lectures and everything and talk about how awesome it was, how smart they are, and we don't get behind what could change. Instead of just talking about how smart, I don't need nobody to tell me what I know. I don't need nobody to pat me on the back about how brilliant I am. All that stuff doesn't put nothing on the table. It doesn't put anything in the minds of our youth. It does. You know what I want? I want people to get behind the programs. I want people to actually sit up and say, you know what? I'm gonna take this energy that I got towards this bull crap that's going on over here, and I'm gonna get behind it. Maybe I don't have any money to give, but I'm gonna volunteer. I've got brothers, and I wanna say thank you to the couple of brothers that reached out over the last few weeks. They say, hey, I'll volunteer my time. Oh, we so desperately need black men to be a part of this because we have to model this manhood we talk about. So we need black men with black families that are doing what they're supposed to do in the home. And yes, I'm going to vet you. Yes, I'm going to screen you because I want the young boys that I put in front of you to see what a man is supposed to be. Not perfect, but he knows how to treat a woman. He knows how to take care of his kids. He's got aspirations and ideas and dreams and visions. He's striving towards something other than pleasing and being in the eyesight of the white man. No, I get it. I get the people who got beef with Rihanna for the whole Martin Luther King. But the people reaching back all the way, that beef with Sierra, God dog, man, how long ago was that? And was it a beef that had anything to do with the fact that she was from the Caribbean and Sierra, or was it something else going on that could have been beef between two foundational black women? It just happened to be one wasn't foundational black. Because that definitely happens all the time. There's beef going on with these celebrities all the time. And my thing is, if people were coming out and saying, I can't get behind this Rihanna thing because how she disrespected Dr. King last year, then that's one thing. You're not going to get me on that. You got a right to do that. You got a right not to like the performance. But don't attack and be nasty Don't even mention anything she's done in her past. It's all about that sorry ass performance she did. Listen, this is what I addressed, and this is the only thing I addressed. Attacking her because of her performance, because of how she looked, because of her belly, because all the nasty things that I heard say had nothing to do with her being non-foundational black or being a person who posted that picture of Dr. King with the grill and earrings. Now, I'm not gonna even touch it. Not gonna even touch it. My head's starting to hurt. But that wasn't what it was about until somebody called out the behavior. Then all of a sudden you start reaching back for the reasons why you don't like her. Just come out initially say, I don't like her, so I think she sucks. I can't argue with that. You don't like her, you think she sucks. But just going out and let me tell you something. You know how many people I know don't like me? Do you know how many people I know that have actually on purpose put shit in front of me to try to make me stumble, to try to sit up? How many people talk behind my back? You know how much energy I give them? They get nothing. You know why? That energy is better used building myself and doing what I'm sent on this earth to do. So when you sit up and you take your energy and point it at somebody because they've gotten under your skin, yeah, I'm gonna give smoke to people who step out of line and do things that I think are detrimental to blacks, but it's gonna be what they're doing right now. I'm not going back. When I get at Steve Harvey, it's because of some stuff he's just done. When I get at Charles Barkley, Jason Whitlock, when I get at Stephen A. Smith, these cats and these clowns that they constantly put out there to distract or to tear down somebody they can't break, it's because of what they're doing at that moment, not what they did. Once I address that shit, that's behind me now. I called it out because I have a responsibility to call it out. Now, for instance, if Jason Whitlock never says anything else negative and stupid, which I doubt, never gonna hear me use his name again. And if he doesn't say anything negative or stupid and all of a sudden he says something that's really positive and means something, I'm gonna acknowledge, you know what? He's on point with that. I've done it. I said, he's actually right about that. Done it with Candace Owens. She's actually right about that. I mean, I'm not going to sit up and take how I feel about a person and totally ignore something that's positive about them because I know how to separate the message from the messenger. There's so many different things we can get into with this, but the bottom line is a lot of energy is going into things that don't produce anything. Very little energy is going into things that can actually change the trajectory of where black people are going and where we can end up and what we can end up doing and what it means for our children. Can't get that. Show you all the science behind it. Just watch the videos. I'm talking 2,500 video. I'm not sitting up talking about sneakers on my damn videos. I'm not talking about what movie I watched. I'm not analyzing no damn sports. I'm giving you a breakdown of everything from 1619 to now, how they did it, when they did it, how we overcome it. I'm talking about trauma. I'm talking about healing. I'm talking about business. I'm talking about wealth building. I've given you the blueprint over and over again. I've passed the blueprint by my elders. From Dr. Claude Anderson on down. I've put it in front of them. They co-signed it. It's on the freaking website. But 50 views, 100 views, 150 views. So and so got shot while 10,000 views. And they count on that. They count on us being distracted, being unpurposed, being irresponsible, not having a center of focus, not being unified, not getting behind the people who have it. I'm boring. So you look at some of the people that's got major pull. And the thing is, I'm not hating on nobody making money on YouTube. And I've got platforms across the thing. I'm not mad at anybody. And the thing is, if I wanted to sell my character, I could actually out earn them because I got it. I got the gift of gab. I can sit up and I can talk about anything and I can make it funny. I can do a bunch of things. That's not who I am. I came to fight. I came to be a warrior for my people. I didn't come to entertain no goddamn body. I came to educate. I came to inform. I came to inspire. I came to encourage. I came to challenge. They got us so addicted to being entertained that we're flipping out our damn mind about a 15-minute show. We're so easy. That's why we're still in last place. That's why the wealth gap is widening, because we're so freaking easy. But on that note, look, I'm gonna get out of here. I've said what I had to say. I've addressed it. Again, this is my challenge to you. Make a difference. Make a difference. That's my challenge. Not if you want to make a difference. Make a difference. Support the work we do. Get behind it. Get behind it and then say, hey, I know this place where to work at. Get behind it and send me the name of somebody that's willing to sit up and have it taught in their particular field of influence. And I'll train them and I'll give them that particular area as a part of the network. I'll do the work. You point them out to me, but it's got to be resourced. Stop asking me to reach in my pocket to fund a nation when we have a nation that could fund itself. That's my take on it all right now. Look, I've said what I said. I'm about to get out of here. But that's it.